Hey friends, I feel like this video seems shakier than most. I guess it's because am I walking too fast maybe? Should walk slower. Anyway, yeah, I want to talk about my Substack again, right? A different angle each time, right? So I have been working on my Substack essays for the past 2+ years, and I've written a couple that I'm really like. We Were Voyagers was good, that's the first one. Are You Serious was good, that was the best one from last year. And about a dozen others that are okay, in my opinion. And I'm trying to write something really, really good. And I have like a dozen ideas for essays that I think would be really, really good, but I have not managed to get them done to my satisfaction. So I keep redrafting and rewriting and sketching. And I've been getting stressed, annoyed, frustrated, overwhelmed with the collection of drafts. They just seem to be sprawling and endless, and they don't have a lot of animating spirit, which is what I look for in my work. And I'm always trying to do a whole bunch of things at the same time, right? I'm trying to tweet, I'm trying to make YouTube videos, I'm trying to write essays, I do some TikToks, right? Building an audience, clarifying my ideas. All of these things are part of like this ecology of things that I do. And it occurred to me that a thing that I've done recently, like I've only done it 5 times, but I'm really glad that I'm doing it, and I have a sense that it's going to be a very, very, very valuable thing to have done, and it's already paying off, in my opinion, is I'm doing these Twitter threads where I explain my essay drafts in a thread in real time. And it's not that I'm tweeting out the drafts directly, but rather I'm walking through my thoughts about each draft, and that has been very satisfying for me. And I find it kind of re-invokes the animating spirit that I'm looking for. I wrote a Substack essay about maybe 5 or 6 essays ago, I'm not sure how long ago. It was titled The Tavern and the Temple. And that essay was about my love and my frustration for Twitter, which is like my dominant medium that most people know me from. Where, I've written almost 250,000 tweets, I think. And I've written many, many threads. And I'm good at tweeting. I'm good at doing these very elaborate, hyper-stitched threads that quote other threads and so on. And that's fun, but I feel like Twitter in general as a medium has limitations, and I've brushed up against what those limitations are. And they're just things that you can't do on Twitter, right? And so I was trying to figure out in that essay, The Tavern and the Temple, what I wanted that's not from Twitter. And the conclusion that I came to, I believe, is that I want writing that feels contemplative, right? So hence temple, contemplate. I feel like, you can do thinking in this rapid fire coffee shop kind of style, and that's what Twitter is. It's like a rowdy tavern, like you just exchange ideas really quickly. But the nature of the medium doesn't encourage you or doesn't really afford you the opportunity. It's just very difficult on Twitter to do these really big, wide, time-consuming, really luxurious expanses of time style contemplation. So the analogy I would give is that it's like sitting by a beach all day, right? Just watching the ocean. Like there's thoughts and feelings that arise in your second hour of sitting by the beach, or meditating or whatever, or going on a run, something. There are things that only come up quite some while into the process, and you can't really have that on Twitter. And that's what I want from my essay writing. And what's really interesting to me is that I'm walking past the Hindu temple right now, and you can hear the bells. What's really interesting to me is that I mentioned in this essay that what I want is a kind of studious reflection in this nerd library space. And I do think Twitter is a great nerdy space, but it's not a library. It's more like a tavern, right? I do librarian shit on Twitter. I amass these threads where I do lots of different things over a long period of time. I'm very proud of those. But what I want from my essays is this sense of reverie and contemplation. And I realized this in the essay that I was writing, the Tavern and the Temple, but this understanding does not seem to be reflected in my day-to-day understanding of what I'm doing. And I'm not making a lot of progress in what I'm doing, I believe, because I'm not doing what I really want to be doing. And so what am I doing if it's not what I really want to be doing? So the hypothesis here is that what I really want to be doing is the contemplative stuff. And what I have been doing, I guess, is trying to pursue this perfection in, and I think one way I laid it out for myself last night was, I've fallen into this trap of trying to give people answers, like show people the way or something. Like it's kind of preachy, it's kind of lecture-y. Like I was trying to do really good lectures, but I don't think I'm ready for that. I don't think I have my shit figured out well enough to speak with confidence about that. And so there's that tension, right, in myself, that the thing that I am proposing that I want is not the thing that I actually want. And the moment I realized this, the moment I saw that connection between like, oh, here's what I really want, or what I think I really want, and here's what I've been doing, suddenly it all seems to make sense. There's a resonance that emerges of, oh, I should be doing contemplative essays where I don't know what the answers are, I don't know where I'm going with this, I just want to think about something, and here are the results of that thinking. I'm not here to give you answers right away. There are things that I want to share with people, but I don't want it to be from a place of, here's how to do this, here's how to do that. And I remember when I started out blogging when I was a teenager, like 16 or 17 in 2007-ish, I used to imitate what I saw, right, to some degree. And there were bloggers like Tim Ferriss and all those lifestyle design guys. And a lot of that content was, I would say, it kind of reminds me of like Men's Health magazine articles, like, oh, how to lose your gut in 3 months, how to be a better lover in bed, how to get that promotion, like how to. And there is usefulness in writing how-to content, and I think that goes on my blog. I do have a bunch of content on my blog that's like how to ask for help, and but what I really want to be doing right now for myself, right, the itch that I want to scratch for myself, is to just be contemplative and to reflect on something, on a bunch of things. And so I'm going to try doing that. I was working on one such essay last night, but I was tired, and this guy is keeping me up. But I do feel pretty good about it. I don't know if I'm going to finish it, but I guess I'm saying this out loud as a kind of belief/claim, and we'll see if it's true or if it works out or if it's helpful. I think it might not be perfectly true, but it's like true enough in some way that might be useful. But yeah, all of this is to say, I realized that what I really wanted in my essays was contemplative reverie, and my writing wasn't pursuing that, and so I was kind of miserable and frustrated in some ways. And let's see if this new frame gets me to a better place. Right? If I'm right, it should pay off. We'll see. Done.